Alliance for Change are saying that it is important now for us to correct this situation. For too long, we were thinking only of race. We're not thinking the issues out. What will the Alliance for Change do in the sugar industry? I have said it to some extent, that we intend to make the sugar industry far more professionally run. We feel that the sugar industry must ensure that workers like you are paid livable wages, but more than that, the Alliance for Change don't want another generation of people who got to do all them hard work now. We got to involve mechanization into the cane farming. Mechanization. People now will be operators of machines, and you're going to lay the fields in such a way that machines will run them. So that our workers now will not be cane cutters fetching and doing all the hard work, but they can become technical people operating the machines in the cane fields and so on. That is what we got to do to advance this country. Otherwise, that is happening all across the world, where mechanization now is the way for this hard work. But we're not going there with this government. This government feels that it is important to let cane cutters continue to be cane cutters. No. We have to start now getting very modern, and we can do it. Please take a seat. We have to start doing this work through the machine. But more than that, we feel that even when you do all of that, sugarcane prices in the world market, as even since Jagan was telling us, will come down because all kinds of other products are making sugar. Beet in Europe, corn in America, and Brazil and Cuba got huge cane estates, over 100 times and 1,000 times bigger than Guyana. So they are the major world producer. We got to now shift our production from sugar to ethanol. Ethanol is a kind of a gasoline. You mix it with gasoline and it can run your car. And over $100 now for a barrel gasoline and so on. More than that. We feel that if you do it in such a way, you can have the cane making ethanol, and ethanol will be almost 10 times the price of sugar.
What's kid for 1.1
And just take him out. Just take him out. Yeah, yeah. We are aware that that is what you got to do. You have to ensure that these kinds of value-added products on the world market that you sell. Same thing like with rice. We have been indicating to the government that they must not sell paddy to Venezuela. When you sell the paddy to Venezuela, you deny Guyanese jobs in the rice mills. They got a big contract to sell rice to Venezuela now. I'm just making the comparison. When you sell the paddy to Venezuela, the Venezuelan workers go into the rice mill and convert the paddy into rice and then into all the other things. They get the employment. When you negotiate a contract with some other country for a product out of Guyana, we must ensure that we negotiate a contract in which Guyanese workers will benefit. This government simply run and take the contract, sell the paddy over to Venezuela, and deny hundreds of Guyanese, because there's hundreds of tons of paddy they're sending to Venezuela. Workers here are being denied jobs because they send it there. And it's the same thing with the sugar. You're working the backs off your workers for a price in the world market that is so small. Why not convert the molasses? Well, of course, we get into the rum, and that's a good market. But why not also into ethanol? There is a double benefit to have when you do that. The benefit also comes because gasoline prices are so high. If you mix 80% gasoline with 20% ethanol, we will be saving over 60 million US dollars every year from the purchase. 60 million, that's minimum. So I want you to understand that this is what we are talking about. It's an administration that does not have apparently the CFARness, the CFAR in relation to this industry. All that they do is to pay these big boys some big salary, overbloat the blasted thing at the top there, and then when you want $2,000 increase, you can't get them. And then they overbloat their pension schemes. Unlike your NIS pension schemes, they make themselves get so much money. I want to tell you, with these 23 ministries that I talked just now, each one of them minister, $440,000. When you're senior minister, you get about $550. That's their salary. Apart from that, they get SUV, they get driver, they get security in their house, they not pay telephone bill and so on. Ministers. But more than that, where all this fat goes is also to some other boys that they got inside of the office of the president. Advisors to the Jagdeo. Like Lumumba, the wildlife man that they call him Dolphin and sell him overseas. You understand me? Lumumba's salary is $660,000 a month. And still, he not full time because he go do boxing and he go do beauty pageant, make money from that too, and we hear you fight for take control over football now. He hear like Warner when I make plenty money, he want to turn the Warner brand. It's crazy. Gail Teixeira, long-standing working class lady. You know how much she get as an advisor on governance? Advisor on good governance is Gail Teixeira. $880,000 a month. And that is just the flat salary. All the perks that come with it. And them that said that them are working class. A lot of people don't know this. But this is where, if you take that now and you cut it out, all this advisor and this and advisor and that, and then I do nothing. They just go work morning time, I phone up and I talk stupidness on the phone, and then they gone. $880,000. And you catch your ass here for cut cane and do all the things. You can't even reach $12,000 a week. You can't even reach $12,000 a week. And then with this VAT, you're begging them to reduce the VAT from 16 to 12%. Then I want to reduce that. The Alliance for Change, first day it gets into government, is going to reduce that VAT to 12%. And if we feel that we can do more, we reduce it. Right. That VAT is killing ordinary ladies, ordinary housewives. You want to buy anything, VAT, VAT, VAT. If we, and a lot of people will ask the question, but Mr. Ramzatan, how are you going to do all of this thing? Where are you going to get the money from? We believe that the corruption in this country has gotten so much high that if we cut that corruption out, we can get monies to reduce the VAT. We can get monies to increase sugar workers' pay. Let me tell you about this corruption. The World Bank did a report. 605 businessmen and hotel people and people like your Supersad were interviewed. And some of the contractors were interviewed. 605 of them. I quoted the report in my budget speech the last time. And you know what they found? That for every contract that is given to make road or school or anything, hospital, the government senior officials take 20% in bribes. 20% they take in bribes. So if you get one contract to build whatever road it is, 20%, if it costs $100 million, $20 million go back to some of the big boys as bribes. Now what that means also is that the contractor now, because he pay off from the $100 million, $20 million bribe, he go have to cut the cannon up on the road now he go build, and he go turn substandard road too. So we are getting short-changed twice. And money are gone inside them pocket, and now we not get good road. Understand that? That is what we have here. Or then take some cheap wood and they make the school. Or they not put enough cement and steel because they cut corner to make back the profit.
Yeah, because the whole street damage.
We know that.
In school,
And that is what is happening all across this country. But people don't want to talk the truth. And that is what I'm saying. Especially we East Indians. Because elections time they go come up at them house like this and they go
Get a
push
piece of
you
paper.
in your ears and say,
Well,
are you one
I
black
want
man
red
there?
Khemraj
And then
note.
are you head ton? The whole blasted thing gone haywire. That is what has happened to me. Because that is all what it has got to come in
Right,
the
the right
areas
side
and
of
talk.
town.
And so because now it conflict
We'll
fly you
up
here,
and take
and you go say,
questions.
well, what are we going to do? We don't want to put black man there, so are we going to vote
Write
back
it large
for
enough.
them? Now that true? It is the truth. Even in black areas that I have gone to, I've been telling them this same message. You black people also, when PNC was there, it was the same thing. So now we're all with the Kulima. What we got to do now, we got to put a stop to this thing and vote on issues, vote reason, vote the two of them out. We have a very competent set of people, full of integrity and honesty, that can run this country. I was in the PPP. Raphael Trotman was in the PNC. Raphael Trotman tell the Carbon, hey, we got to apologize for the rigging of elections by the PNC.
Wrap up and take
And
questions.
you know what Carbon then tell him? Get your ass out of the party. Well, he got out, we joined up, and we have the Alliance for Change. We have at least now a third strong movement. And by the way, the PNC want us to join up with them, but we will never join up with the PNC. Under no condition will we ever join with the PNC. Similarly, we are not going to join up with the PPP. This will be a 3-horse race. We feel that it is important that you know all these things. It is important now that you make that choice. Lots of things have gone wrong in this country. The crime rate, the taxation rates are high. We intend to reduce that, as we said. The crime rate, and I want to talk something about the crime rate. The crime rate has gone high, skyrocketing, probably the worst than even Jamaica now, because this government does not have a professional police force. The policeman only want bribe.
Yeah, money steady.
And they take advantage of you.
Lock up innocently.
And they lock you up innocently.
You see how they didn't lock up my husband? 4 days, last qualified.
Why is that happening? Why do we allow that to happen? We have been indicating. Yes, but more than that, we put a minister of Home Affairs there for purposes to look after our interests in the police force. The government is not doing anything. When you go and you complain to Rohi, what's Rohi's function? Or you complain to the regional man or your party member. That look at lack of abi willy-nilly. They're supposed to now go and tell the police commissioner, give the complaint, and solve your problem. But no, this government don't do that.
No.
They don't. But then are we going to vote for them again? Isn't that so? We got to bring it to a stop. The British government said that we see a lot of wrong in your police force, Mr. Jagdeo. We want to help your police force. And we're going to bring $1.6 billion worth of equipment and training for the policemen. You know, Jagdeo and Rohit, the British High Commissioner, send them money. Not about send them for training and send the equipment. They want the money. $1.6 billion. Now, if you want the money, what do you want money for? You don't want better police recruits? You don't want better training? You don't want the equipment, fingerprint equipment and DNA equipment? That's what you want. But Jagdeo said, no, bother with that. Send them money. They got cheap 20%. You rest assured. DEA, that is the Drug Enforcement Agency out of America, said they got plenty money laundering and a one set of cocaine and marijuana inside this country here. We want one piece land, 1 5-acre land. We go build one building. So we're going to have like a police station called the Drug Enforcement Agency. Do you know what has happened? Jagdeo said, we're not giving you the 5-acre land. This country that got 83,000 square miles, that big more than all them Caribbean countries put together, he now want to give them people 5-acre land. The Americans wanted to build up a fortified complex. They're going to land a helicopter, take the helicopter from there and go and catch all them criminal narco dealers in the jungle and so on. He said, no way, me not give the land. The people just walk and go back to America. Why is it that the government that has stock plenty that he wants solve crime, now want the Americans to come here? Now because they must get friends involved? It is that. Just like Raja Khan. But we Guyanese, however, and by the way, let me tell you, the AFC will, in the first month, we're going to sign up the agreements with the American and the British to ensure that we get back all those assistance. We are going to do that because we want a country that can be free of crime. Because when you get a country that is free of crime, your country becomes a little more stable, and businessmen with the money outside go want to come invest in this country. Plenty of them don't want to come back here to live or to invest because that crime situation is terrible. And it is terrible because of the policies of this government. They don't want British aid, they don't want American aid. What they want? They want Henry Green, one big fella who's not even fit. And by the way, he's 3 years extra time as minister, as commissioner. He's now 58 years, and the commissioner is supposed to come out at 55. But Barack liked the commissioner. He can order that commissioner to tell him, shut him out, don't talk to the press. Recently, that is what he tell the man, you don't talk to the press. Come on, that is not how you run country. And the thing has gone very much haywire as against what Jagan was all about. And I want you all to understand this point. PPP, PNC, whatever, they are merely names of what you call the organization. Like the West Indies team. But whether the team good or the party good depends on the players behind it. Who we got as the players behind the PPP now? Them chap who's so corrupt. Walk wrong Maro 7 times and I marry a girl.
But sorry, if you know your wife won't be clear around the country.
And that is what we have. So the West Indies team, when you say, people say, oh, that's a great team. But you're not great no more because you got no good batsman and bowler except Vishnu, of course. But that is what I'm talking about. So y'all must not get covered with this idea, I have to go vote PPP because it's PPP. PPP is not what it used to be. Because the leaders behind it are getting corrupt to the core and very incompetent. And we need a change. Brothers and sisters, if we don't get that kind of change, we will never know that they get other players around. I even know that Bishu could spin the ball so much if I didn't select them. Tell me honestly, I am talking like I am talking in Port Morant. I just talk a little better at the courts in the parliament. I just want you all to understand my point. Would we have known that Bishu could be that great bowler he will be unless we had selected him? So when I'm coming and I say, well, AFC, I know about the AFC, but we will never know. And I am telling you that you have to give us a chance. One of them had him for 28 years, one of them get him now for 20 years. We feel it's about time. All the great countries in the Caribbean, America, Britain, Canada, they change their governments every 2 terms or 1 term.
Yeah.
And so new leaders are born and given an opportunity to govern. Here you got a man that run Gaisuko and he brought down Gaisuko and he went on president now for the whole country. Understand me? And so I'm urging you, they don't care nothing and they take your vote for granted. They feel that because you're East Indian, you're going to vote for them. And you used to give them that opportunity too. Because no matter how much wrong them do, you get them the vote. Please, the destiny of this country now rests in your hands. The destiny of this country in 2012 depends on your choices that you will make in 2011. It is important that you make that choice using reason and not race this time around. We in the Alliance for Change have competent Afro-Guyanese, Indo-Guyanese, I'm an Indian Guyanese and we even got some Portuguese now. I'm going to try to get one Chinese. We're going to get some Chinese yet, but we're going to try. But that is what we're talking about. I went to Paramakatai, Sheila Holder, and then gone to Oriala there today, and so on, and we are talking to the people. And we are getting the ground support all along. I don't want now that when very many of you are going to come and listen to me and shake your head, the trouble is that when you go in a ballot box, you see a cup and you run mad. That is what happens to you.
Excuse me.
All right, I'm going to come to a halt now because I want to hear some questions. Please make sure that you don't get your head confuddled with them. And they go come and they go say how Ramjatana deal with cocaine and this, Raphael Chapman deal with marijuana, all kinds of things.
Sir, first question.
Yeah.
If a man like a wife and picking, how you going to run the country? You don't know cost every house in a pay you $40,000 a month, and your wife and 4 people to high school and two, and you got mine one with pop. How you going to run this country?
Well, you're going to run the country because the people are giving him the power, and I hope they don't give the power down to the other one.
And next question. You put a man to run university, he say university smoke free zone, and he gonna smoke but in front of the door. And he no move from the door today, and you run university, and you drink.
Who you talking about?
The professor at the university. No, the new professor.
Alright. I don't know that.
And he smoke non-stop and drink non-stop. He no consume anybody, he consume himself. And he made, and he in front of the police, and he made conceive me doctor, and I put on eat my house, and he buried. And the police will call me and lock me up steady.
Those things happen because we have bad government. That's right. You got to make sure that people change their vote until you can change
That's what I tell him.
I know that.
I call police and lock you up for nothing, you want to think.
So I want you all to understand that.
Book, you not get a book?
They can't take education.
We know that. We know that.
To get 10 children.
So don't be fooled by what you
can
say.
afford to send 3 of them, take out them, 3 of them for night school. The morning.
That thing is affecting a lot of poor people.
Yeah.
I'm forcing them running.
When we go and meet Survey and tell Survey wife tell me say you pray. Next thing Survey son come and tell me daddy drop asleep. He pray and he sleep.
The morning, the morning.
So he say he not get money, but he get money. He boy come right. He was serious man to do.
That guy used to drive.
Let one person talk about